Wow. Welcome back, everybody. I am pumped. I know the thumbnail says 6 latches failed, but I actually tested 9, 10 different latch mechanism, and only of security latches, I can honestly tell you, I have one that passed. That's it. One. And it led to this right here, to where I am using a ram on the door and I cannot get through. If that's not shocking, I don't know what is. If that's not security, I don't know what is. But my God, I beat the hell out of that door till there's nothing left of it. And I couldn't get through it. So let's talk about them. Let's just start out with the cheapest to the best. And then we're also going to talk about this security plate, because believe it or not, this held and the Deadbolt did not. Let's start out with the Defender Security Door Guard. This is what's left of it. I'm not kidding you. This part is actually designed to hook on to a little plate that was screwed onto the door jamb. This side connected to the metal bracket that was on the door, like you see right here. Okay. The reality is I could take one hand, give it a good whip, and I snap this right off. At least this we can put high enough that the tykes cannot open the door. That's the only benefit to this. This is not security. It is garbage, and don't buy it. Don't waste your money at all. That's all we're going to say about that one. The next thing we tested that was a real quick fail was the jack and drill swinging bar door lock. I'm not even going to list these down below. Okay. We are affiliates, so most of this stuff, any of it that is good, that passed, will be listed down below, along with some deadbolts and some other items that may help you. And if you guys purchase from those items or from one of our affiliates, fantastic. Thank you, because it helps support me and allows me to keep doing these type of videos. I like being destructive. That's one thing I'm capable of. All right, Jack and Jill. Bracket to the wall. Made sure we screwed it into the studs, as you see we're doing right here. Absolutely fantastic. I was smart enough, because these were not self-tapping screws that came, that we drilled a 32nd of a hole and then screwed these in. That way everything was good and tight. Once this happens, we put it in the lock position. I was able to, with both hands, ram it. I could knock the screws loose, but it was not surrendering. Great for child safety, but it is not a home security peace of mind, as they so call it. Because once I realized me grabbing it and wedging it and slamming it is not getting through it, I stood back and boom, I went right through the door, snapped it. That was the end result. Very easy to break. Only thing, again, is good for what? Keeping the little tykes in the house. Home security reinforcement. It is not. That's number 2. Actually, we're going to back up to one more, because I did not open this box up. And this one is actually called Home Security Reinforced Lock Swinging Bar Door Lock. Boy, if that ain't a lot to try to slip out of your lips. Here, I'm going to try to get you in a good close look at this. Okay? The one thing that you're going to notice with this particular latch, it is identical. You can just see it right there. It is identical to this. Nothing's different. The cast iron mechanism right there, absolutely identical to this. The only difference in what they did here is they added on a screw plate so it enters the door jamb the same as this would do. You see? And then what they actually allow is this metal gate is designed to close, and when you have it in the lock position, that way nobody can take a rubber band and open it. But I assure you it's going to snap right here. $40 for a paperweight. That's what I call it. Outside of that, this son of a gun is huge and ugly. So don't waste your money, is my point. Number 3 failure. Actually, I think there's a little bait and switch going with this. Because this one is actually called, and the picture does not match it. And I have reached out to them and have not heard back, because it's identical to this outside of colors. They're identical. But online, it's called the Berlin, Berlin, Modisch. I am sorry, I got an E for effort in English. Door lock reinforcement private door latch. Has 1, 2, 3, 4 screws, same as this. This one bent. This one blew apart. I didn't keep the video because this lasted 2 seconds. This one actually held about 4 hits right here when the door finally bent the bracket back to the point now when it is closed, you can see, let's see if I got this angled right with the camera, you can see this is now angled back and not at a true 90. So it's no longer, the door just comes right past it. No longer works. It bent. Didn't break, but the frame bent. If they would have made this and used steel or stainless, this, and not aluminum or cast, I think it would survive. I think it would be a top runner, because this was what I actually thought was going to be the winner, and it wasn't. That one's a failure. Then we got to go to the CVU. CZ, as in zebra. CZU, high security door lock. I see a lot of reviews on these online, and they talk about them being good. $39.99 for 2. On this one, I looked at it as automatic failure because see how sloppy this is? That means if I hit this enough, wouldn't you think this would just walk back in and then the door just comes on open? Not the case. I was able to finally, after about 20 hits with this battering ram that you see going on right here, after 20 hits, I finally got the door bent at enough of an angle that it literally just pushes it open. This no longer could hold it because I deformed the door so bad. But that was like 10 to 15 minutes with a battering ram, and there's literally nothing wrong with this thing. Number 1, there's 2 of them here. This one I tightened up. There are 2 Allen wrench screws on the back side of this. This one, you can see, does not go in. Will not go in. If I pound on it that way, I can get it in. I have it tightened up, these Allen wrench screws on the back, just to have enough tension that it'll function, but it will not slip back. This, for security latches, was the winner. A battering ram hitting that door at about 1,000 pounds at each crack, and I drilled it right where this was. This did not even bend. It did not deform. It took the pressure, as you're watching right here. Unbelievable. I pounded the piss out of it. It never failed. 20 hits with a battering ram till I deformed the door. The door now looks like this. If you don't think that's enough time for Popo to get to your house to be your savior, or whatever the case may be, at least you know that crazy person, whoever that may be, that you do not want in the house, is not coming in. Put these on every blinking door you got. When you're home, latch them. Nobody's coming in. And make sure you use the 3-inch screws like I showed you on the installation. That's enough to go through the door jamb, through the opening, into the raw framing of the house. You put 3 of those in here, I guarantee you nobody's coming in that house. Blown away by it. The only latch that I could come up with that could literally beat this and guarantee me that no one is coming into that house. And this is a latch that I would definitely put on my service door to outside, or the garage door to the outside that I want to make sure, because most break-ins occur from the garage, comes from a side entry door or a rear door on the back side of the house. And they're typically a single bore door. I cannot believe how many of them are out there. Absolutely insane. Where are these things at? Right here. Okay. These things are called 2x4 door barricade bracket, 2-piece, $16.99. The brackets are going to be down below. Take this on the left side of the door, measure up from the floor. If you do this one at 3 feet, put this one at 3 feet. You want to make sure it gets into the door framing. Use 3.5-inch screws like this. And make sure they're at least a grade 5. Like that. Okay? That one's actually a 4-inch. Then what you can do is you go cut yourself a 2x4 or go to the big box store, get a 4-foot piece of 2x4. That way it's a stick in. If you got a 3-foot door, that gives you a foot, 6 inches on this side, 6 inches on that side. Drop the 2x4 in on top of these after you're done screwing them in. This just became somebody's nightmare. And if you're really in a bad neighborhood, put one down low of the door, put one above the door. I don't know that they can get through there with a battering ram. I think they'll blow out the whole entire wall if they did this and you had these on there. Okay? So this guarantees no entrance to your door, period. I don't care what happens. I have a lot of faith in this, but I got news for you. Using a 2x4 barricade on my side entry doors to my garage, because that's the #1 break-in spot, I have no problem with that. Then I turn around on the door from the garage to the house. You turn around and you put in here one of these. By the way, you can win this one. All you got to do is register below, subscribe, hit the bell notification, run over to letsdiymyhome.com and register there and say, hey, how you doing? Brand new site, brand new form. Nobody's in there. We just want to get it moving. $100-something value. You guys get to have it for free. Somebody's going to take it. Put that thing maybe right here so you can keep watching it. Make sure nobody steals it. Again, the winners right there. Right there when it comes to latches and barricades. Let's go back and talk about this strike plate for a second. Because if we're going to spend $11, that's all it is. $11. Okay? For a peace of mind. When the door's locked, there's not going to be any picking it. There's not going to be any kicking it in. The only way this is going to fail you is if you were like me, not being smart, being penny-wise, dollar foolish, going and picking the $16 Deadbolt kit off of the end of the shelf because I like the price. What is safety worth to you? The more I think about it, I can assure you, when I built homes and I remodeled homes for many years, I feel horrible now because every one of them got a grade 3 or a grade C door lock and handle set. The cheapest set I could absolutely get. Everything but security was involved in that decision, because even I back then did not know what it took for security. What did it mean? Until I learned about grade A, grade 1, deadbolts, and all these things. Until I learned out that, hey, quit putting on these cheap plates that come with the deadbolts and the handles and all this stuff. Put yourself some meat on the door. Because the end result is when you lock it, that is supposed to be peace of mind. Wow, I think I preached enough on that already. My goodness. Okay, if you guys are interested in learning more about deadbolts on the grade levels, how they actually play a role in your doors from 1, 2, and 3, that way when you make your next purchase, you know what you're looking for. Check out this video right here somewhere, okay? Also, please stop by. Let's DIY My Home. Log in, say hi, whatever. God bless you all. Till next time, goodbye. What was that?